Hello everybody, this is Sunmashi with another video. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be demonstrating a little bit about the Musa Awakening and a little bit of the combos that I have found out. It's important to note that this character was only made about 2-3 days ago. Yes, it can be grinded out to 56 faster, but I like to sleep. I like to have my relaxation time, but that's just me. So, when you get to 56, all your Awakening will open up. And then you gotta figure out kind of what your skills to do. So the video that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be the basic combo that you learn at 56. More will unlock at 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61. But currently, as it stands, I'm just only doing the basic rotations to get you started on your Awakening. Now, also, I only started doing my Awakening with 500 skill points, approximately. All the skill points you see here, the 46, that is after the Awakening. I have not spent any more points on the Awakening since I have gotten it. And so the 500 is just from coming from level 1 to 56. So for the Awakening, you just basically get all these abilities here and just kind of get everything that you can get. As far as pre-Awakening goes, I took off everything. Now, I kept this because this was one of the things I didn't know if I wanted pre-Awakening or not, because it is a little bit of sustain, it heals your health. But seeing as how I don't actually need it anymore, if I need skill points, I can start taking those away. So you kind of want to max out your Musa Spirit, and you want to max out your Chase. This is good just to have pre-Awakening. Let's see here, what else do we got? I just got this in case I need a PvP. A lot of this stuff isn't going to be used right away because I'm not ready for PvP. Try to get your sword training up. Try to get your maneuver training up. Always max out your infinite mastery. The HP is very nice. And then as you level up, start working towards skilled hunter. The AP is nice. And so I'm also working with 236 DP, 123 Awakening Weapon AP, and 129 total AP. Now, if you would disregard the boss armor, you could do this with full Grunel. That's totally acceptable. But for boots, I got knockdown resistance and movement speed. For my helmet, I've got cast speed and knockdown resistance, as well as EXP gain plus 10%. I just need to level. And then for my chest plate, I just got more health and weight limit. It just makes the grinding easier. For my gloves, I went for attack speed plus 2 and grapple resistance. Necklace, just, something for AP at this point. I went with a white horn bow with a plus 1 luck. My Awakening weapon is only plus 13, but that's fine. The Musa Awakening is actually very nice. As far as my Liberto Blade goes, normally I would actually go for 2 extraction crystals. But during the 55 to 56 ratio, I had to solo grind a little bit before I got P-leveled by a friend. I had to do the absorption crystal just to give myself a little bit more sustain. So these are the stats that I am working with. And then so what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick peek at Elric's, because you can totally do Elric's at level 56 with a very basic Awakening and very basic gear and still be viable. The bottleneck would be understanding to do your combos efficiently and comboing off CCs. When you combo off CCs, it does more damage, and so it's not just doing the side swipe, it's not just doing whatever hits the hardest. If you put a CC down and then combo your big skills after it, you can start clearing batches of mobs easily. So Elrics do hurt even with this amount of DP that I've got. Level is also another factor to put in. The higher level you are, the less they will do to you. But it's still viable, being freshly new 56. And so this is just a canyon here. We're just gonna come on over here, and we're gonna come back to this backside here, and then we're gonna put a horse here. Nice safe spot. Nothing can attack it, and then if we want, we could go ahead and do some stuff. Now, I am going to be using maids in this example. You don't need maids for any of this to work. This is just so I can show you. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in here. You're going to press F, shift left, and then shift right. So now see how that works? And then what you're going to do is you're going to basically DPS these guys, and then just kind of break them down a little bit. Before we get going some more, we got to make sure you got our good pets out so we can get all this loot. Now Elric's will drop a 1 million silver in the form of 1 gold bar every 600 drops. Now if you can farm nicely, it'll all work out. So you start there, kind of go up here. Now what I like to do is I like to come up here and I like to piss them off. I press F, shift left, and I back up, shift right, and I try to get that projectile to land on as much mobs as I can possibly do. And then I just do this and I kind of burst them down a little bit. I try to get behind them, get that back attack. There we go. Then I recover some WP with the Musa Spirit. I can come in here and I can piss them off. Now, if, let's say, we're going to go ahead and just blow off some WP here and drain ourselves. Let's say you're dashing about and you come in here and you don't have enough to do the full combo. Well, if you press S and left click and hold it, you're going to start recovering a bunch of WP, but you can still be doing damage. So then you can do this, back up, F, shift left, shift right. There we go. And then now we just kind of burst them down a little bit, keep it on going. And so we're going to make this a little bit more memorable. Let's see here. Kind of get this going on here. I do use very few potions, but that's because I'm trying to demonstrate here. I do a lot of back attacks as much as I can. I try to get some WP before going on the next one. And so we're going to do this. We're going to go bread, butter, and dip it in tomato sauce. There we go. A little bit easier, a little silly, it's goofier, but it'll be easy to know. Now, we're going to show you what those skills are. We're going to get somewhere safe so we can demonstrate this. Anyone following us? Anyone following us? Get rid of that guy, this mage. Alright. So, let's take a look at our awakening skills. What skills were we just using? Let's see, where's that? Alright, so this is our opening. Fiery Crevice. We're going to pop this down first. This is what's going to CC them. This is what's going to drop them down on the ground. And then we are going to be doing... Where's that? That's a side swipe. That's Shift F. No, we'll get back to that. No, that's not it. There it is. So this is our second one. So here's our opening, Fiery Crevice. This is our bread. This is our second one. This is what's going to do the most hits because it's actually 5 hits instead of 2. This is our butter. So we're going to hit F and we're going to do this. And we're going to do all that damage there. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to dip it in tomato sauce. That's actually not the one. Where's that at? Yeah, there it is. This is our dip in tomato sauce. Projection. So what you want to do with this is you want to make sure that you get as many as you possibly can in that line of fire. So you're going to charge them, you're going to piss them off, you're going to press F to do the CC, then you're going to do shift left, and that's going to do the basic damage right there, because while they're knocked down, our shift left here is going to do all that damage. And then what we're going to do is, while maybe depending on the speed, we can actually tap this up there for some more down attacks. So let's do a little bit of practice here. We're going to come in here, we're going to piss them off. Piss them all off. We're going to do our bread, butter, back up, dip it in tomato sauce. Look at that. Now that was actually my rage skill, so that wasn't actually the total damage of what it was supposed to be, but, you know, it all works out. Coming on over here, let our pets do the work. Kind of dash around to the nearest spot here. Gotta go in here, grab some WP. So we're going to do our back left here and gather it up. Piss them off. We're going to do bread, butter, dip it in tomato sauce. And then we're just clearing that shit up. Just, look at that. Lawnmower for days. And then you can just go ahead and kind of just keep doing projectile. It's got a very short cooldown. So basically you just kind of want to work with what you need to do for gear. Personally, I would try and get your main hand, well, I should say your awakening weapon to pry first, and then you want to start working on your sidearm. You can make this here an ultimate form using an ultimate reform stone, as well as getting this to ultimate using an ultimate reform stone. That'll give you some more AP, and then you can start working that together and getting everything that you need to get the AP to do an effective grind. You do that combo for a while, and then once you hit level 57, let's quickly take a peek here. You'll start unlocking. Oh, looks like we got some more beef here, or we'll just fall off. Excellent, love it. Well, I guess at this point we're safe. But when you hit 57, you'll start unlocking more abilities, more upgrades, I should say. For the higher ones, you're going to need 58, but 57 will start unlocking some of this other cool stuff here we'll have to start play with. But, do I not? What's going on here? Do I not just have it? Level 56, required point 22. Space after Crusher and Fiery Cravens. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think you understand the majority of it. Now, I was able to grind Sawzins on main rotations quite nicely on my own. It's a little bit slower. Preferably, if I had 160 Awakening AP, I think I would have done just excellent on there. I think it would be all nice and easy there. But at this point, it's building more AP, but knowing that you can do this with these stats, these very basic stats, makes it easy to start grinding as a Musa Awakening. That's really all I got to say here. I mean, I'm just kind of leveling up and saving up my skill points along the way so that I can actually start unlocking some more of these passives here before I start going to pre-awakening stuff. But I just want to start getting to level 57 so that way I can unlock some of these cool stuff. But you can totally do this with 500 skill points and just start getting rolling. And then doing this with plus 13 main, awakening, and essentially your sidearm. So that's pretty much it. So good luck and good luck farming.